Deploying applications to Cloudhub. From within Anypoint Studio, we'll export a Mule project directly to Cloudhub. From Anypoint Studio, if we do take this approach, we simply can put in our credentials and upload directly to Cloudhub. Another route that we can go to deploy an application to Cloudhub is from Cloudhub itself. We can go into the Cloudhub console and we can create an application, and then we can bring a deployable archive into Cloudhub in order to deploy. Cloudhub also gives us a feature set where we can set environment variables from the console. The great thing about these variables is they will override our property files. So if there's larger variables we want to use, such as an env dev property, such as we used for our properties file, we can put that in here. You'll also find these environment variables will get used for things like encryption keys and so on. So let's deploy an application to Cloudhub. It'll be a really simple process. We're going to export a deployable right out of Anypoint Studio. We will deploy the application to Cloudhub and then test it in our new Cloudhub domain. First things first, you'll need to have a Cloudhub account. You can always sign up for a Cloudhub account at anypoint.mulesoft.com. Signing up for an Anypoint account is going to give you 30 free days of Cloudhub usage. Once you've signed in at anypoint.mulesoft.com, head to the Cloudhub tab. We'll start off inside of the Cloudhub tab and click Add Application. Inside of here, we'll need to put an application name in. Now this domain needs to be unique, so if you do go in, you're going to have to put in a domain that's not already taken. We'll then add the application. Now we're ready to upload an app and run this. Let's go into Studio and create a deployable archive that can be used in Cloudhub and in the on-prem solution. Inside of Studio, we can simply right-click on our project, export the project, and export it as an Anypoint Studio project to Mule Deployable Archive. Go ahead and name the project and hit Finish. Back inside of Cloudhub, we can now choose the file that we'd like to upload. So we'll go to Choose File. From here, we can choose the specific file we'd like to use, in this case, AP Essential Zip. And before we apply the changes and actually deploy this app, let's also make sure we specify a property so it knows to pick up our development environment variables. We can go under the properties category, and I oftentimes like to use the list because we can simply go in and specify env with a value of dev. This way the correct property gets loaded up. Let's go ahead and apply changes. Now that the application has started deploying, we'll go into the logs and we'll keep an eye out here for when the application is successfully deployed. Now that the application's been deployed, it should be live in Cloudhub for us to test out. We can go to this URL by typing in mua.cloudhub.io /, and we should be able to call our paths out just like we did before. So if we did something like API console, from here we can access the API console directly through Cloudhub. I encourage you to go through, test out the different endpoints, functionality, all going through Cloudhub. In addition, check out some of the Cloudhub logs and other features to see exactly how this app interacts with Cloudhub.